Well, after the complete dilation of cervix, the second stage of labor begins. That is, the expulsion stage. This stage begins when the fetal head enters the birth canal, or vaginal canal. Contractions become more intense, and this stage continues until the birth of the baby. It typically takes up to 2 hours, but it can last longer, or be completed in minutes, depending in part on the orientation of the fetus. The vertex presentation, known as the occiput anterior vertex, is the most common presentation and is associated with the greatest ease of vaginal birth. The word occiput means the posterior part of head, or simply back of the head. In such position, the fetus faces the maternal spinal cord, as you can see here, and the smallest part of the head exits the birth canal first. The first appearance of the top of the head is referred to as crowning. However, in some cases, the infant is oriented in the breech presentation, or buttocks down, so that the buttocks comes out first. There are 3 types of breech presentations. Complete breech, in which fetus is sitting with flexion of both hips and both legs in a tuck position. Frank breech, in which the fetus has flexion of both hips and the legs are straight, with the feet near the fetal face in a pike position. And the incomplete breech, which can have any combination of one or both hips extended. When one leg is extended, it is known as footling breech, while if both legs are extended, it is referred to as double footling breech. Most of breech births are nowadays done by caesarean section. Well, the vaginal birth is associated with significant stretching of the vaginal canal, the cervix, and the perineum. Usually, the birth canal is very narrow. So, in order to facilitate the passage of head, a surgical incision is sometimes made in the posterior vaginal wall and perineum to enlarge the vaginal opening temporarily. This is known as episiotomy. You can see the possible locations of the episiotomy here, highlighted in red. This one is a more simplified and clear illustration. Also, perineum is now more commonly allowed to tear on its own during birth. Both an episiotomy and a perineal tear need to be sutured shortly after birth to ensure optimal healing. As soon as the head of the baby emerges, mucus is aspirated from the mouth and nose of the newborn before he takes his first breath. Once the head is birthed, the rest of the body usually follows quickly. The umbilical cord is then double clamped, and a cut is made between the clamps. This completes the second stage of childbirth, the expulsion stage. If any complications occur during dilation or expulsion stage, baby is delivered by caesarean section or C-section, in which an incision is made through the abdominal wall and uterus is opened wide enough to allow the infant's head to pass. After the birth, the health of the newborn is assessed by the Apgar score, where A is for appearance, referring to the skin color, P is for pulse. G is for grimace. That means reflex irritability. A is for activity, referring to the muscle tone. And R is for respiration. Each component is given a score between 0 to 2. And a total of 8 to 10 indicates a healthy baby. Well, after the expulsion stage, the third stage of labor starts. That is known as placental stage, or the afterbirth. Let's watch more to know about this.
Watch our medical videos anytime and anywhere. Download sqadia.com app now.